Think so?
That's so good.
I think that is one of those.
Oh man.
But then,
Actually, yeah.
Puerto Rican, you know, so I'm like, whatever. I
know
what I'm doing.
You'd be like,
Yeah, Remember to Me, I think is, I remember highlighting it, I think it's, yeah. Yeah, just scream, if there's anything, just scream. Okay, let's do this. Hello everyone. Congratulations for making it. The first part took an hour to get here. We're actually going to start this. Thank you for coming. This is super exciting because we have different creative mind in the house, and wonderful cast. Thank you again for being here. Some of our people here have read for us before. However, this is a fresh new script. Obviously, we hope for perfection, but you know, give ourselves a chance here. What we're going to do today is a really dry reading, meaning there's no direction that has been given. Nobody's going to fly, unfortunately, today. There's going to be, however, we did ask the actors to stand up to give a little bit more of their personality, see how they feel their characters. The goal today is really to see what worked, what doesn't work, also get a feel of what's going on with the show. Feel free to take notes. We love notes, even if sometimes it hurts, but it's necessary. And we will have a time at the end, if you want to stick around, just to do a around the table and just get the overall impression, which is really important. And that being said, am I missing something? No, not really. What we'll do before starting, each character, if you want to introduce yourself, give a description of who you are, and we will go from there.
Cool. Hi everyone, I'm Spencer. I'm reading for Frankie Wilde. Frankie Wilde has propelled himself to the top of the dance music as a freakish wonderkin in celebrated possession of the best ears in the business. As a DJ, he drops the perfect track on time and has total command over the crowd. As a chart-topping remixer, Frankie discovers things in a song that the people who created the song didn't even know was there. But when it comes to self-knowledge, Frankie's all at sea. He's oblivious to the severe hearing loss that's been creeping up on him for years, and his drug habit has metastasized into a round-the-clock high. When he ultimately loses his hearing, Frankie is forced to overcome his self-destructive grief, break free from his old life, and learn to experience the world in a whole new way. It's the best thing that's ever happened to Frankie, but it certainly doesn't feel like it at the time. He'll meet the love of his life, and he'll change dance music forever by forging a completely original sound and music that you can feel. Who's next?
Who's next?
All right, hi, I'm Don. I'll be reading Max Haggard, super fun character. Max is Frankie's manager. If what it takes to be a good manager is single-minded money focus and a singular disregard for the welfare of other human beings, Max is the best in the business. Whether it's charting the course of Frankie's career or ordering costumed call girls, Max's interpersonal relationships are based on one metric: am I getting more out of this than it's costing me? Max is a fair-weather friend. He's loud, passionate, obnoxious, and he never stops talking. On the bright side, he's completely predictable.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm reading for Sonia. Sonia wants to be so much more than the woman behind the man. In fact, Frankie's wife believes her rightful place is in front of him. Her enterprising schemes for enhancing Frankie's personal brand make Victoria Beckham look laid back. Her carefully thought-through brand enhancement strategy is simple: Frankie Wilde hummus, with baby carrots on the side. When the going gets tough, Sonia gets going.
Hey everyone, I'll be reading for Penelope. We first encounter Penelope during the show as a fun ASL sign language interpreter on the side of the stage. It's extraordinary to see her translating the show we're seeing and hearing into sign. It's like a dance in itself. We assume she's a member of the crew and part of the producer's cutting strategy to cater to a deaf crowd. When she enters the show as a character, she's patient and passionate. Like Frankie, Penelope has experienced the world as a hearing person and subsequently gone deaf. There's no doubt in her mind which state she prefers. She loves experiencing the world in its unique way, and she has the ability to help Frankie learn to love it too.
Oh. My name is Jackie. I'll be reading the stage notes, and I'll also be reading Indira, a flexible interior designer. Indira is contracted by Sonia to renovate their garden and is a willing participant in the inevitable group sex. When Frankie's disability causes him to lose Sonia's respect, she quickly turns to Indira.
I'm Spiro. I'll be playing various roles, one of them being Frankie's audiologist doctor, Dr. Lynn, and various roles throughout the show. Very good.
Hello, I'm Arthur. I'm the writer. I'll be helping with a various role, and I'm just going to tell you about Badger, who has no lines but is very present. Badger is Frankie's impulsive id, a life-sized, raging party animal who's only seen by Frankie and lives only to dust him in drugs. They've had a long and happy relationship together, but only one of them is going to make it out of the show alive. So, just before we start, this is the way it's going to go. We're going to have a little break, a 5-minute break at half-time, which will be an intermission in the show. So we're going to read for about 45 minutes, have that break, and then we'll have the other 45. As Jen said, just to add to that, what we're looking at today is how we start to knit together the story, the staging, and the music. And we're really lucky to have Jessie here, aka the Scum Frog, who will be inserting some music through the thing. He's created some music, selected some music for this, and he'll just be quietly putting it through. So there'll be some background music throughout. So without further ado, we give you.
Pre-show, outsider light boxes featuring posters of the notorious genius DJ Frankie Wild. Inside, lobby AV of well-known mainstream and underground DJ producers, similar to the film Cameos.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are my DJ, my God, my everything.
He's on a different level, how he listens to music.
Frankie is definitely one of the best. He has his own style, his own momentum with the crowd. I don't think anyone else does it his way.
He's a showman as much as he is a musician. He controls the crowd musically and physically.
He's actually a born natural behind the turntable, there's no doubt about that. I'm a bit jealous of that, really, because I always have to try a little bit harder.
When I visit my grandmother in the nursing home, she's whistling his music.
Super, super, super loco!
A short BBC-style documentary on loop. The presenter is a posh academic dressed in a houndstooth jacket. For some reason, Frankie's wearing a black turtleneck and a beret.
On Panorama today, as we ask, is the DJ an artist? With me is high-profile DJ Frankie Wild, and this is Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece, The Last Supper. Frankie, you describe this great artwork as a Bible remix?
Leonardo? Oh, whatever, Leonardo. Pff, give me a break. He's about as good a painter as he is a Ninja Turtle, yeah? Now, that's just saying not my faith. Not even close, man. Raphael's cool, but he's rude. Same here. But Michelangelo, mate. Michelangelo, what is he? I'm asking you fucking seriously, what is he?
A party dude?
Correct! He's a party dude! Party! So he's the turtle for me, isn't it? None of this Leonardo DiCaprio, what's eating Gilbert Grape for his last supper bullshit.
The presenter tries to understand. Frankie points to the presenter's jacket.
Houndstooth, yeah? Woof.
The audience is given commercial dance party props, glow sticks, etc. by staff. They're handed samples of DJ hummus by an overly friendly woman, Sonia. Act 1. The DJ is God, the opening of Frankie's biggest residency. The house lights snap out, haze, a chant rings out.
Frankie! Frankie! Frankie!
Intro music, a single spotlight kicks out our hero. Frankie Wild flies in from a high, dressed like Jesus, wearing flip-flops. He jogs to a halt above the decks. Frankie sweeps from a bottle of scotch and sprays it high into the air. It's caught by the lights and creates a misty cloud like an alcoholic halo above his head. He's stuck. He wrestles with his harness and unclips himself. He falls in a heap behind the decks. Is he injured? No. Frankie jumps up from behind the decks, bottle of scotch in hand.
Hey! Who out there likes to fucking party? Yeah! I can't hear you! Who out there likes to fucking party?
audience, music starts blasting. It's a classic Ibiza, fuck me, I'm famous extravaganza. Costumes, props and gimmicks a la Aoki, which throws pie creams in the faces of people in the crowd when he plays. But even more wow and crazy. This set is highly commercial, totally decadent, but undeniably great. It really gets the crowd pumping. As part of the set, we may give all the characters from the play a Tarantino spotlight moment. Max, his manager, watches from the VIP section. He opens a bottle of champagne and sprays it over the women in the VIP. They pretend to enjoy it. Sonia, his wife, dances in the VIP section too. A hint of Badger, Frankie's it, his impulsive animalistic side. Is Badger a silhouette or on stage watching Frankie? Either way, he might notice him, but Frankie doesn't. Extremely prominent but unremarkable on is Penelope, the ASL interpreter describing the show in the corner. Her sign interpretation is dynamic and compelling. It's like a dance in itself, but she doesn't seem to like an official member of the cast. We assume the producers thought a show like this should be ASL interpreted. It's a 5-minute set that feels like part of something really substantial rather than a medley. It has a brilliant commercial energy. It delights the audience. Only we can guess that it will pale in significance to Frankie's final set. The DJ booth magically transforms into a green room. Frankie keeps DJing. The sound changes from a nightclub to a smaller party sound. The best ears in the business, Frankie faces the press. The green room is packed with lucky, pretty groupies from the VIP crowd who've been picked to hang out backstage at the after party. Frankie mops sweat from his brow with a towel and plays a mini set of ambient music on the green room sound system. He just can't stop DJing. Badger sets a line up for him. Frankie snorts it and washes it down with whiskey. Sonia clings to him. Max enters and pushes through the crowd towards Frankie. He's on the phone.
No, hey, tell him it's like a wasp stung my clit. Yeah. I don't give a fuck if he's religious. Tell him anyway. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, bye. Anyway.
Max ends his call. He looks around and attracts Frankie's attention.
Hey, Frankie, turn it off. Turn the music off.
Frankie turns the music down, but not off. Max marshals the crowd.
Step back! Step back from the genius scumbags. You're Italian, right? How do you say scumbag in Italian?
She doesn't understand.
Il scumbago. Andale, get back!
Max turns to the camera operator who's got a camera in his face.
Are you his manager? No, you're not. You know how I know? Because I am. I'm his manager. Estoy Max. Max a million, so back off, okay? Are we calm? Are we calm?
They're calmer. Max takes a moment. He's sweating and wheezing. He takes a puff from his asthma inhaler.
You shouldn't be. You just witnessed history. The open of the biggest residency ever by the biggest DJ in the world, Frankie Wild, the DJ with the best ears in the business. Let's take questions, ugliest first.
Max points to reporter 2. Frankie recognizes him.
All right, mate, what's going on?
11 years, Frankie. 11 years playing some of the best clubs in the world. What does DJ mean to you now?
What, mate?
It's your 11th year, Frankie, of playing. How do you feel about DJing? DJing!
Frankie didn't catch a word of that, but he improvises a general catch-all reply.
Think about, like, you're old like me, you're an old geezer. Remember that Martini campaign in the 70s? Martini is ... When I was a kid, that wound me up, man, big time. Like, is what? What the fuck is Martini? You used to wind me up to no end, but I was young, and I didn't really understand. And now I'm mature, and I've lived for years. DJing is ... You know what I mean? And that's really nice. It's really nice to be able to feel that.
Frankie knows he's rambling. He looks across to the groupies.
Look at them. I mean, they all love it. They fucking love it. All right. Who out there likes to fucking party?
Yeah!
I can't hear you! Who likes to fucking party? Who likes to fucking party?
Yeah!
Next question, you.
Frankie, I'm curious. Can you tell me about your flip-flop collection? Frankie doesn't hear. The interviewer points at his feet.
Oh, I'm a bit of the, Imelda Marcos of the flip-flop world. Flip-flop for me is perfection, and sometimes when I'm stuck and I can't mix, you know, I can't, I'm a creative person, an artist, so sometimes I just stare at a flip-flop for hours, and I find solutions, you know, I get inspired. I'm not joking, I'm being serious. Hey, you're quite pretty, you know. What do you reckon? What do you say, threesome? And how do you say threesome in Italian?
Menage a trois.
Oh.
The female Italian reporter is a bit uncomfortable. She tries to change the question. So recently you got married, so how is not being a husband?
An husband?
Husband.
Oh, husband. Yeah. Very nice. So this is my wife. Everyone, this is Sonia.
Sonia jumps at the chance to take the focus.
How are you, Sonia Wilde?
She flashes a massive ring.
Wife, yeah. But more importantly, Frankie's official brand manager.
What?
Oh yeah, she's great. Great ideas. Every day something new. Like boom, nonstop.
Yeah, like it just happened to me this morning. I was thinking like, since Paul Newman's got his salad dressings and all that, so like, why not sell Frankie Wilde hummus?
Huh?
Hummus! You should own your own hummus.
Frankie looks very confused. He looks at the packet.
I think it's a really great idea, Frankie.
Yeah. People come and see a gig and they say, oh, fucking that was a great set, Frankie. Yeah, and I say, cheers, mate. You want some hummus? You know, just as a thing.
Yeah, quite a good name for an album, too.
How's that?
Your album, Frankie Wilde Presents Hummus.
What? Call my album Hummus?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Those are great ideas, Frankie. You should really listen to me.
Okay, if I've got my own hummus brand and my album's called Hummus, isn't that getting a bit much? I mean, why not call myself Frankie Hummus Wilde while we're at it?
Frankie shakes his head in bewilderment and takes a slug of whiskey. Can you tell us what's happening with the new album? Frankie didn't hear her. He looks to Max.
Thank you. Finally, Frankie's album. Round of applause, scumbags. Round of applause for the one person doing her job. Question of the night, seriously. What is happening with the new album? What is happening with the first studio album from a man who has conquered the dance floor as a DJ? The first studio album from a man who has conquered the charts with his remixes of everyone who's anyone on this planet. What does pure, unadulterated Frankie Wilde sound like when there are no boundaries?
Max looks to Frankie.
What's that?
The album, Frankie. They want to know about the album.
Yeah. See, with me, it's all about currency. Not as in cold hard cash, but as in being current. Swimming in the current that is current. You know, I stay ahead of the pack, finding new sounds, new genres. I'm like the fuse that binds the sound system, music and dancers together. I hold a responsibility to the people out there paying me for their good time. If that fuse, me, blows, then look out. The whole night is fired, like a fat girl's bacon, huh? You're quite pretty too. Not as beautiful as you.
Oh, and baby carrots. Oh, you could have your own brand of baby carrots to stick in the hummus. Just the baby ones, though. I hate the big ones. Yuck.
Aren't those just big ones cut down smaller?
Of course not. They're baby carrots. I like that.
What was that?
I said I like that.
You don't look fat. You're gorgeous.
You're an asshole.
Oh, really? Come here, I'll give you some hummus, huh?
They snog like animals, forgetting that they're at a press conference. Gross. Sonia grabs Frankie's crotch.
Is that all you got, you prick?
Oh, I fucking hate you.
I fucking hate you.
Woo!
They seem about to engage in public sex. Max drags Frankie off Sonia. Max points to his own face as if to say, Frankie, focus on me. Frankie points to his own face.
Have I got a spot? I got a spot?
No, it's fine. You're perfect. You're perfect. But your fans are curious about your album. The world is waiting.
Frankie didn't hear the question, but he makes a guess and tries to project confidence.
Oh, it's
Takes
good.
a slug of whiskey.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's going really well. It's going really well. Been bending the sound, sort of. I've been forging it with a lyrical schmelzer.
Yeah.
And I've got these two like Australian mates who are stoking the fires. Everybody should have two Australian mates. Everybody should have at least two.
So, Frankie, when can we expect it to come out?
Soon. Very, very soon. He's working on it right now.
What's that?
I said your album is coming out soon.
Soon! Yeah! Soon-ish.
A muffled ringing sound. Frankie breaks away. He stumbles to his studio. The crowd tries to follow him. Max stops them.
Take a hint. Take a hint, scumbags. This interview is over. Genius is at work. Genius is only behind this point. Back up. Ah!
Frankie's home studio. Heavy metal drumming. Frankie records on his impressive home studio DAW as Siegfried plays loud drums in the studio. Lars watches from outside. It sounds like great drumming to us, but Frankie's not happy. Frankie stops the tape, removes his headphones, marches into the studio and slaps the drummer.
What do you think we're making, a jazz album?
I was right in the middle of going all this fucking way.
Shall we swap them out for some brushes? Yeah? A little, start fucking hitting those drums. Banging those drums. Start banging on those drums like you bang your fucking sister. You clear? Siegfried? You know what? Get out. Lars, your turn.
Siegfried leaves ashamed. Lars enters the studio and picks up a guitar with determination. Badger enters. He lines up a rail on the soundboard for Frankie. No one else is aware of Badger. Frankie barely noticed him. Max enters and snorts it. Badger makes an angry growl and lines up another rail for Frankie to snort.
You recording? You're recording. Thank God. Let me hear. Let me hear what's the sound, the tone. The label needs to know.
Frankie snorts a rail. Badger makes a happy growl. He pats Frankie on the head.
It's loud.
Loud? What do you mean loud? Anything can be loud. You just turn up the volume. No one's paying for loud.
No, just listen. Hey, Lars, make some fucking noise!
Lars plays guitar loud and hard. It sounds pretty good. Lars looks at Frankie for a response. Frankie shakes his head sadly. Lars signals to Siegfried. Siegfried walks into the studio and punches Lars in the face.
Danke.
Thank you.
Genius. Genius. I know genius when I see it, and that's genius. You have my complete confidence. I'll leave you to it. I'll leave you to it, Frankie. Thanks for the rail.
Max exits. Lars plays harder. Badger lines up a rail on the soundboard for Frankie. Sonia enters with Indira, a landscape architect.
Oi, Frankie, I think we could have a Spanish look. I like this one for the water, perhaps that one. Japanese. Oi, Frankie.
Frankie's focused on the tape. Sonia sniffs half of Frankie's rail and offers the rest to Indira. Indira sniffs it. Badger makes an angry growl. Sonia touches Frankie.
Frankie, oi!
Frankie sees her. Frankie switches off the monitors. Lars keeps playing, silent to us.
We want to ask you something. You all right? If we go for the Spanish look or the Japanese? It's for the garden.
Frankie doesn't hear her, but guesses at a good response.
A bit of both?
Okay, bit of both. Pour de dire, qu'est-ce faire cela?
Ah, bien sûr, Spano Panisse.
Spano Panisse, yeah. Frankie, this is Indira. She's a landscape artist. Isn't ya?
All right.
Lars sees Frankie's not concentrating. He stops playing and bangs on the glass. Frankie doesn't hear. Lars storms out of the studio and gestures at Frankie aggressively.
Ich guba im Bestes. Ich guba im Kranz in dieses schwitznitzende Hosen Ramskant.
Ist kein Eiker Musikproduzent. Ist ein DJ. Ist ganz Ohren, kein Gehirn. Du bist unter als DJ Scarfield.
Siegfried is right up Frankie's face. Even if Frankie could hear them properly, he doesn't speak German, so he still wouldn't understand. Frankie turns to Sonia.
So, what's going on?
Turns out Sonia speaks perfect German too.
It's not working for them, Frankie. They think you're not a real producer, just a DJ.
Frankie hears that. He's pissed off.
Just a DJ. Just a DJ. Maybe this is the fucking problem, yeah? Maybe I failed to properly introduce myself. Maybe I failed to give you the tour.
Frankie turns on his decks. He plays a record. Placeholder, a music medley and dialogue section to be created in collaboration with the composer to answer the question and educate the audience. What is a DJ?
Und schämen uns Sebast.
Willkommen wir für unser Werk Börschen.
They're sorry. They want to be friends. Maybe we should all relax together.
Sexy, bourgeois.
You up for a five-way? Menage à cinq?
Something angale.
Frankie, have you got a condom?
I'm not gonna fuck her, I'm knackered.
Well, the four of us are gonna go upstairs. work off some steam.
Go for it.
Sonia, Indira, Siegfried and Lars exit. Frankie is alone with Badger in his studio. Everything seems much quieter now because we're in Frankie's head. Badger lines up a rail. Frankie snorts and Badger gives him a Scotch chaser. Frankie replays Lars' guitar lick. He peers at the monitors trying to make sense of it, but it's not working for him. He hears a dull, ringing sound. He drinks from a bottle of scotch. He puts on headphones and tries again. The sound is still dull. Frankie contorts his face. He administers his own hearing test, mirror in his head. In his right ear, a dull ringing sound. In his left ear, some guitar, but not a lot. Frankie turns up the volume to full. It's not loud. Something's up with his ears. Frankie sticks his fingers in his ears and waggles them vigorously. No better. Frankie's anxiety builds up. What to do? Badger enters with a wheelbarrow full of coke. Frankie's pleased to see him.
Fucking come on then.
Badger uses a spade to fling coke in his face from the wheelbarrow. Frankie's all over the place, 360 degrees of terrible gigs. Frankie stands up. Badger puts him in a harness and clips on a rope. Frankie flies into the air. It's like the start of Frankie's residency, but Badger is controlling the ropes and it's much less smooth. In fact, it all goes wrong. Frankie is swung into a DJ booth after DJ booth, playing an increasingly shambolic series of gigs around the place. Multiple DJ booths, multiple Frankies playing all at once, each set worse than the last. Frankie's all tangled up in the harness. Badger is on stage feeding him coke, shoveling it in him as he plays. Sonia is in the background being generally unhelpful, promoting herself, flirting with Indira. Max watches from the VIP, but he can't party. He's unhappy to the point where he can't take it anymore and leaves. We get the sense of time passing weeks. The mixing's getting worse as Frankie's hearing problems frustrate the hell out of him. Frankie mixes out of sync. The chant goes up.
Off! 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 Off!
They throw plastic bottles at Frankie. He rips out the sound gear and tosses it into the crowd. The crowd loves it. Show.
Yeah!
Frankie gets dragged off by security.
Let's go, fuckers. Let's go, you fucking fuckers. Get the fuck off of me!
They haul him to... Frankie gets the message in Max's office. The security guards throw Frankie into the scene. Max enters, talking on his headset.
Yeah, a couple of nurses, 2 nurses' outfits, but no stethoscopes this time. Oh,
He opens the door. The security guards throw Frankie inside.
because they dangle and they're cold. Yeah. Now, 12 on the dot. The door will be open. Yeah. Listen very carefully, okay? It's very important. This is very important. I have cancer this time. Yes, I know. I know it's creepy, but I'll tip very well. Remember, tell the girls that, okay? I'm very delicate, so have to be very gentle. Okay, ciao. Hey, Frank.
All right.
They embrace.
How are you?
All right.
Oh boy.
How you doing?
Good. Listen, I had that dream again. I was sucking my own cock. This time I don't have a huge cock. I have a normal sized cock. No spine. Spine disappears, so my head just flops down. Listen. Anyway,
You all right?
Yeah. Sit down. Look, I was just talking to the label, and they'd like to see a couple tracks.
Frankie can't hear.
Huh?
The label would like a couple of tracks.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tracks are coming, man. Relax. Don't worry, man. It's fine. It's all right.
I saw your show last night.
I'll tell you, it was really fucked up last night, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my call. I picked the wrong set.
It stunk. It stunk like shit, Frank. It stunk like you shit. Like you shit your pants.
Huh?
And you sat in it for a week. Then you shit yourself again. That's how fucking bad it stunk.
Yeah,
Frank.
it was shit. Yeah.
It was shit, Frank. Yeah. It was shit.
I tell you, the fucking monitors at that place. I'm mixing my heart out. I can't hear a fucking thing. We got to have words with them. Get this sorted out. Otherwise, we blow this fucking place out. I couldn't hear a fucking thing.
Right. Because you might be deaf, Frank.
What's that?
You could be deaf.
You know you could be deaf, Frankie.
What are you saying?
You are deaf.
Can't hear you, Max.
We're gonna throw this fucking chair. You're fucking deaf, asshole! Who the fuck you think you're fooling, Frank? You're talking like a 95-year-old war vet! Frank, you need professional help.
I'm thinking about getting some professional help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I heard the news today, oh boy. The hearing clinic, blackout. From the darkness, a voice comes over the PA.
I just need to find out a little bit about your lifestyle, Frankie. Just a starting point.
Frankie's on a hospital bed. It slowly retracts into an MRI machine. We see Frankie's brain imaged.
All right, answer honestly. I need as much information as possible. How much do you smoke a day?
Half pack,
Drinks?
6. Does that count beer?
Yes.
11.
Lights up on Frankie. He wears a hospital gown. His arms are outstretched Jesus-like.
Drugs?
Yes.
What types?
Oh, you know, bit of weed, Zoomers, ecstasy, touch of cocaine. I've tried heroin, but I was really loaded. Angel dust, no choice, was laced in my joint. Mescaline, I thought it was coke, though.
Frankie can't balance. He falls over awkwardly. Dr. Lin checks Frankie's ears with an otoscope.
I've dabbled with acid, but only on E. Crack, but only when there's nothing else. Speed when I'm coming down. DMT, only once. Only once. Never ever done peyote, though. It's hard to find.
All right, the last two aren't even on the list. Do you practice safe sex?
Not with my wife.
Without your wife?
Mostly blowjobs now.
All right, have you had sex with a man?
Watching?
No, anal sex with a man?
I'm gonna say no.
Frankie's sitting in a studio-like soundproof booth. Dr. Lin gestures to Frankie, put the tubes in your ears. Dr. Lin presses a button and speaks into a microphone.
Hello, Frank. Come in, Frank.
Frankie shakes his head. Nothing.
Frank!
Frankie pinches his fingers together to say, I think I heard a little bit. Dr. Lim manipulates a dial. Which ear? Louder, louder, loudest. 10. Frankie shakes his head. Nothing. Dr. Lim is astonished. Really, nothing. Transition. Dr. Lim's office.
I don't want you to panic, Frank. I've got some bad news for you, though. You're going deaf. Completely deaf.
Frankie is devastated. Dr. Lim continues talking loud and clearly and gesturally.
You know, as you know, your right ear is completely shot. Your left ear, that's this one, has got 20% left. You know, you were born with little holes in them, and slowly the fluid pressure is dropping.
Can't you just plug it up with some putty or something?
No, the ear organism, it's way too sensitive and delicate for that. Surgery doesn't work. Cochlear ear plants don't work. You've got to stop exposing yourself to so much noise.
What do you mean by that?
It means that if you listen to absolute silence, your ears are going to last a little bit longer. They're crumbling as we speak. You know, stop the drugs, Frank. Stop the drinking. Go to bed at a decent hour. You know, we can give you a hearing aid that gives you temporary hearing, but it damages the ear even further.
Speak up.
These are the facts, Frank. We can't change them. You're deaf, man. You're a deaf man.
Hey, this is costing me 2,000 fucking euros an hour. Chuck me a fucking bone?
Dr. Lim presents Frankie with his new best friend, a tiny hearing aid.
It's a hearing aid, Frankie. All right. Use it only when you have to. Only when you have to.
Only when I have to.
Right. Only when you have to. Now, you got that? No exceptions.
Dr. Lim hands Frankie a flyer brochure for an ASL school.
This is a school for the deaf. All right. It's run by a teacher called Penelope. She'll prepare you to communicate with the world as a deaf man, Frank. Penelope will help you learn to cope with the loss of your hearing. Get in touch with her as soon as possible. You hear me?
Dr. Lim disappears. Frankie stares at the flyer. Transition 2. Frankie's home studio. Badger wheels on a tray of Coke. Frankie rolls up the brochure to snort a line, but he hesitates. He doesn't snort. He passes the tube to Sonia. He snorts a line. Badger growls. Frankie doesn't notice. He's fixated on his tiny hearing aid, which he holds in his hand.
This is my new best friend.
Can you keep on gigging, Frankie? Can you keep on gigging?
Frankie leans over. He didn't quite catch that.
Can you keep on gigging?
I love them both, you know. I love hearing, and I love DJing.
Listen, Frankie, I want to tell you, whatever your decision, I will support it wholeheartedly. You are all that matters to me. Deaf, dumb, or blind, baby. We will get through this.
It's so brilliant to almost hear that.
Indira enters and kisses Sonia. They seem very cozy. Indira snorts one of Frankie's lines. Badger growls. Indira hands Frankie the tube. Badger lines up another rail, but Frankie's still hesitant. He doesn't do a line. Badger growls.
What about the hummus, Frankie?
Huh?
What about our empire, the hummus, the baby carrots? I worked hard on that, you know.
Yeah, what about the hummus?
No, forget the hummus. If you take away the DJ, who is Frankie Wild? Without the DJ bit? Like, who would even care about you? If you don't DJ, who are you?
Well, I don't know, do I?
It's not a question, Frankie. I'm telling you, if you don't DJ, you're no one. It's too weird. I can't deal with it. You should just keep gigging. And don't tell anyone.
What's that?
You need to find a way to keep gigging.
How?
I can't do everything for you, Frankie. You need to help yourself.
Indira leads Sonia away. They exit. Badger serves Frankie another line. Max enters. Max takes Penelope's rolled up flyer and snorts. Badger growls. Max offers the tube to Frankie, who still won't take any drugs.
There he is. There's my musical genius. Tell me the good news, Frankie. Tell me the good news. Tell me the doctor prescribed hearing pills for you and dick pills for me.
I need a bit of a break, Max.
A break? I hear you. But see, Frankie, I'm your manager. And as your manager, I know that there's what you think you want and what you really need. And what you really need, Frankie, is to make the fucking album.
Yeah. Fuck the album. Cheers. I was thinking this morning, you know, maybe I could write a book.
Frankie, where the fuck's the album, Frank?
I mean, a book might take years, though, so perhaps like a pamphlet, more like a brochure thing.
Where the fuck is the album, Frank? Tell me you finished the album, then we can talk.
Max keeps repeating himself, but Frankie's not listening anymore.
You know what? I'm not a doctor. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor myself, Frankie. And here's my prescription. Take one of these.
He places a bottle of scotch in front of Frankie.
And as many of these as you need.
Max points to the tray of lines. Badger also places a brick of coke in front of Frankie.
And call me in the morning with a finished album.
Max exits, frustrated. Frankie's alone with Badger. Frankie holds the brick of coke and examines it like Hamlet looking at Yorick's skull. Badger makes a sound.
Hi. I was actually thinking about giving it a bit of a break.
Badger points at him with a wand, accusingly and ferociously. Badger growls.
Of course I fucking love you. But how can you say that? I just think we don't necessarily bring out the best in each other. Not always the best thing for me. It's my problem. It's not your problem. You know what I mean? Why can't we just be mates for a little bit? I could just give you a ring every few weeks, you know? Just make it a little bit more casual. Couldn't we do that?
Badger swats him in the face with a paw. He grabs Frankie, drags him, throws him and jumps on his chest. Badger pins him to the floor and raises a paw threateningly. He's going to hit Frankie's good left ear and deafen him. Frankie cries and pleads for mercy.
I will always love you. I will never leave you. I will always love you. I will never leave you.
Badger lets go, an ungodly roar to the heavens. He grabs Frankie and drags him by the face through a long line of cocaine. Frankie snorts, his face is covered with powder. Badger cradles Frankie in his arms. He wipes Frankie's face. Frankie hugs him tight. Time passes. Music. Siegfried is singing in the studio. Frankie's trying to produce the digital audio
Let the clouds
workstation
of
without damaging his ears.
fantasy rain it down on me, on me. When the whirlwind says that it's time to say, whirl it down on me, whirl it down on me.
Frankie doesn't have a clue what's going on. He puts his BFF into his ears, grabs a pad, and enters the studio.
Oi, can I have a word? Can I have a word?
Was is this? Yeah, it's good.
I just got I took a call a couple hours ago. I forgot to mention it, but I need to, I need, the album people, they want the lyrics for the sleep. I just need to write them down. We can pop them off, get them off, and and then we don't have to worry about it.
No, we never write them down.
Siegfried writes, "No fucking way." Frankie reads it and nods.
Great. Cheers. Now, what else do you sing? And after that,
Lars writes, "Fuck you and fuck them."
they might go for that.
Time jump. Siegfried and Lars are outside the studio, arms crossed in frustration.
Okay, well, let's listen to what we have.
He plays the mix. Siegfried and Lars listen. Frankie pretends to. It's muffled, heavy metal.
I am black and fancy, black and cold, you're dark and you're cold, dark and cold.
It's weak, very poorly mixed.
What do you think?
Sounds like Zikaka!
Lars gets up and walks into the studio, angry.
Huh?
Is Frankie there? Is Frankie Wild standing in front of me? No, this is a drunken baboon drooling on the mixed board when all of the heavens I own Frankie.
Lars starts tearing the sound booth apart.
Scheiße!
Are you fucking deaf or something?
Frankie takes a swig of whiskey. Lars sends a hi-hat clattering across the sound booth.
What's your fucking problem? They would laugh you out of Austria. I can hear them laughing now. Where is Frankie fucking Wild? Frankie? Is he fucking gone? The fucking drunken baboon? Stay, huh?
Frankie reluctantly takes out his earpiece and shows it to Siegfried. Lars stabs a bass drum skin with a drumstick.
You are deaf? You are deaf?
Almost.
This is like all the terrors and horrors of the world raining down on your skull.
In the last 3 months, it really rapidly accelerated, but I got this. I really thought I could do this job. I'll show you.
Lars flings a snare drum and puts his foot through it. Frankie switches on the studio speaker. He can now hear the instruments being destroyed. It's loud.
The left ear, still a little bit left. And this little fella is a fucking lifeline, man. But I can use it only when I have to. As long as I'm careful, I can hear more.
He puts it in. On the board, he puts the volume of the speaker all the way up to its maximum. He takes time, Lars puts his guitar to the hand. The noise is literally deafening. Frankie
See,
What? What has happened? What?
we go back to Hamburg. We go acoustic.
They run. Frankie's left on the floor, bleeding from his left ear. A ringing sound. Blackout.
Intermission. Thanks guys, so we're going to just take 5 minutes. If you need to go to the toilet, we've got water, we've got a little bit of food here, and we'll get back into it. See you soon. Thank you, bye.
It's like, when did we go? Oh, Jesus, come back. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that part. I don't know that was in it. Yeah.
sure like, I fully remember we improvised this bit. And it's in here, you know? There's a few of those where from just our, around the corner. You know? Or, yeah. I don't remember that. That's so long. I know. That was a fun day. That was my favorite. I love that. Yeah. Just do that for
What's next address to tell people?
It's the question of the day. Well, if you just...
Yes, so it's really cool to work with someone who... I remember that day, like working off of like your impulses.
Oh, let's just do that more.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Intermission music.
That's silence.
Yeah.
Intermission. Frankie loses Terry.
And
you got nothing.
Everybody just in the dark running out. It's over. Can you imagine the intermission super blurry? Yeah.
That would be gold though.
It would be like, if it wasn't that
Actually, at intermission, I want to do a Q&A with the Badger. That he talks about like all the artists he's been with.
Yeah, it's being a bit more
That's pretty cool.
It's got like,
see if we can
Yeah, with his little like,
just
Mick Jagger gave out my asshole.
Yeah, pretty much. So seeing if we can do them, there's obviously lots of dancers and stuff as well that you really bring here.
Oh, are you kidding?
Stuff to it.
It started to be tradition.
It's weird because I'm not a full audience, so I'm like, I live in that.
Oh, it's good that you're busy with them as well. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's like yesterday. We did so great.
Well done, Mark.
It was amazing. We opened up so much and we're like so into it.
French is under now.
Yeah.
all right, let's bring it back in. We'll, music volume's been good. Yeah, from this stage. Has everybody been okay with the music volume? All right, we'll kick off with Act 2, second half.
Frankie screams in silence, holding his ears. It's centre of the stage. Badger stands behind Frankie. Max enters from one side, Sonia enters from the other. They don't notice Badger.
It smells
Smells
terrible
like
in here,
shit
Frankie.
in here, Frank. What the fuck
What happened to you?
What the
What
fuck
happened to you,
happened,
Frankie?
Frank, I don't
I don't know what this is. I don't know who you are anymore.
What this is.
I don't know
this
if you're ready to
is
hear this,
bullshit,
Frankie, but I figured out what the problem
This
is.
isn't how you take
I'm not
on
happy,
things, huh?
Frankie.
I don't know.
I thought
I
it was
don't know,
because of the
Frank.
garden.
Listen, maybe this
Then we
isn't the
changed
worst
the
thing in
garden,
the world.
but my
Take
feelings
some time
didn't
off.
change.
Go in the sun.
I haven't,
Take some
because-
vitamins and
I don't know,
vegetables
it's
and
too
greens
hot.
and shit.
It's always
I
too
can't-
hot. I can't help
Now,
you. I don't
here's-
know how to. I
was
don't know
reading
how to
the other
help
day,
you. I
there's a fish.
don't
It's called
want
a
to help
zebrafish.
you. I
Has
can't
little
help
hairs
you.
on it.
I'm
And they
leaving
somehow
you,
implant
Frankie.
them. I don't know.
I'm leaving you.
It's
Throw
too
Dira.
fucking hot.
I'm done with you.
It's always
And
too
then
fucking hot.
I
can't
want to
help
be
you.
the best me.
I don't know how, help. I don't know
leaving
how
you
to
and I'm
fucking
speaking
help.
French.
I don't want
And
to
I'm taking
fucking
half
help.
of everything. It's mine.
I can't help
Except the
you.
Japanese fan guy.
They don't want a deaf DJ.
I know how important it is.
They can't have a deaf
Aren't you
DJ
upset,
on the label.
Frankie?
Business is
Don't you
tough,
want to say
Frankie.
anything to
It's
me?
tough.
Anything at
You
all?
have to make tough decisions, Frankie, and I've made tougher decisions than dropping a deaf DJ.
Max and Sonia leave. Badger appears and hugs Frankie from behind. Badger acts as a coach. He pets Frankie. Multiple Badgers appear. They refashion his studio. They use comforters, pillows, tape and nail gun to line the windows and walls, blocking all the light and muffling all sound. They stuff cotton balls in Frankie's ears. They wrap his head in bandages. Total silence. That's what he's aiming for, resting his ears completely. Then maybe his hearing will come back. A Badger with a pipe blows coke into Frankie's nose. The Badger throws Frankie from the wall to wall. He bounces off them like trampolines. The Badger cheer and throw powder at him. Strobe lights. Frankie passes out. Trash rains from the sky. The Badgers crown him with a fireworks helmet. Frankie is king of the deaf. A Badger lights the fuse. They're trying to blow his ears open. Frankie slowly wakes up and feels the fire, the heat. He panics. He thinks he's about to die. He doesn't want to die. He falls on the ground or directly in a pool as fireworks blows. Blackout. Is he dead? A voice in the dark.
What? Frankie Wild? I haven't talked to him in nearly a year now. I heard some stories. This guy supposedly saw him in New York wearing a garbage bag for a hat and shoeboxes on his feet, and he had a rock. He was trying to eat it like a sandwich. I don't think Frankie would do that. He always looked like a bum. He always looked like a bum, and he always had a special bond with the homeless.
Lights up. Frankie's cut his hair. He's ready to pull himself together. He rips down the pillows and the comforters. Spears of light stab in. He flashes his drugs. Badger's not happy. A bullfight with Badger. Frankie has never been more determined in his life. Frankie triumphs. Just as he's about to kill Badger, Badger makes the most adorable, pitiable sound.
I love you too.
Frankie kills him. Frankie pulls Badger's head off, and a literal mirror stares back at him. Frankie breaks the mirror. He's ready to move forward. Frankie's clean. In his hands, he holds his old snorting tube. He's about to throw it away when he unrolls it. It's an advertisement for the ASL instructor that Dr. Lim gave him.
Frankie, this is a school for the deaf. It is run by a teacher called Penelope. She will prepare you to communicate with the world as a deaf man, Frank. Penelope will help you learn how to cope with the loss of your hearing. Get in touch with her as soon as you can. You hear me?
Frankie walks over to the ASL sign interpreter in the corner. Since the last scene expressed itself visually, she's been sitting quietly and reading as the light comes up on her.
Hello?
She doesn't notice him. She keeps reading.
Hola? Hello?
She waves his hands in her peripheral vision. She looks up. He pushes the advertisement towards her.
Is this where I come to learn how to communicate?
Frankie waves his hands in an approximation of American Sign Language, ASL. She signs and speaks simultaneously.
Of course, you want to learn?
He makes gestures with his hands.
I don't know what you're saying. I can't hear. I don't sign language. I can't read lips. Is this the place?
She nods. Time jump, her office. Frankie flicks through a book of people doing sign language basics.
This is where the actors will take over with the improv that we did in the workshop yesterday.
Well, they look like a couple of cunts.
Nice to meet you stuff.
Gotcha. I'm Frankie. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need to learn how to talk. Maybe we write. Can we write something down? Can we write? Right? You understand what I'm saying? Hi. All right.
Watch. Concentrate. Watch my lips. Watch
Yeah.
my jaw. Watch my tongue.
You're kind of a party girl.
Concentrate. Fill in the blanks. Frank.
We show time passing, Frankie learning to communicate, a musical moment with Frankie participating.
The quick brown fox jumps.
This is good, guys. Could we just do the nice to meet you?
Sure. I'm so sorry. I don't know what.
No,
that
you're
is.
absolutely right. Sorry, this is my bad. But if you can remember the nice to meet you, just simple phrase.
Concentrate.
Sure.
Fill in the blanks. Nice. Put your fingers up. To meet you. Nice.
Nice
To meet you.
to meet you.
Good.
Good. That was good.
Good.
Nice.
Try it again. Faster.
Nice to meet you. This.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Good.
And me. Good.
Yes.
Okay. That felt good.
It was good.
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 And now we can move forward to the bar. Okay, we'll stay on the script from here.
Okay. So, what is this? You taking me out on a date?
A date?
A date?
No. You're my student.
No date.
No date. You're my student. The waiter, he's my student. Think of this as your first real-world duck challenge.
A waiter comes up and signs. What would they like? Penelope looks to Frankie.
What? Order.
Scotch. Neat. Please. Is that okay?
Yes. Double scotch, neat, please.
The waiter nods and moves off. Frankie looks to Penelope.
Well, let's see what he comes back with.
The waiter comes back with the correct orders. Frankie's happy.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, you and me got the same hobby.
Now test. You have to try to overhear other people.
She points to another customer speaking to the waiter.
What do you say?
She's saying that ugly bastard in the corner is listening to everything I'm saying.
Ugly bastard.
Frankie looks around. The woman points to Frankie. It's him.
Oh! Ugly! Is she... Listen to this!
He gives her the finger. She gives him the finger back. They laugh.
You're a fast learner.
Well, I got a great teacher. Very pretty, too.
Penelope scoffs. The waiter appears.
What can I get you?
Another one?
She nods. Frankie's more confident with the waiter this time.
Scotch, neat, please.
Double scotch again.
Frankie finds the gesture for double to be funny.
In England, this means fuck off. Very, very similar gesture.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Double.
Double fuck off. Double fuck off, waiter. Double scotch, please, mate.
Penelope makes another sign to the waiter that Frankie doesn't understand. The waiter nods and walks off. Frankie gets a double scotch. Penelope gets a bottle. She pours Frankie more.
What do you want to drink to? You want to drink to something?
To silence.
Frankie tries to read her lips.
Who's Simon?
No, silence.
Simon the waiter?
Waiter
Not
says.
Simon. Silence.
Are you finished with him?
Yeah.
Great.
They drink. Frankie's soured.
And this talking's all well and good here in this exact place, this bar, but you know, it doesn't really help me in real life. I'm never gonna DJ again. My life is music, so without music, I'm dead. I feel dead. And what am I supposed to do?
Drinks a sip. He has an idea.
I mean, you know what I could do? Yeah, I got it. Since I gotta get back out there and I can't DJ, and you know, sign is only useful for other deaf people. You know what I could do? You know, fuck the DJ lark. You on TV, you know, you got the little ugly bird down in the bottom right corner, you know, doing all this business. I could do that, but I could be a cool one though, like a cool little fucker in the corner of the box. I could. Think positively, right? Yeah, I could do that. You know, the people that'll be fucking great. You going out to the club tonight? No, I'm not going to the club, because guess what? Frankie Wilde's on television down in the bottom right corner doing the hand jive.
Are you finished? Are you finished? There is nothing wrong with being deaf. I'm deaf. Your life is not over. Do you feel that? Is that real? Could you hear? But it doesn't change the fact that that is something that is happening. That is now. Look around you. Stop living in the past. This is the present. And right now, there are people, there is music, there's life. Just give it time. Trust your instincts, your touch, taste, smell. Trust that, and everything will be okay.
A flamenco dancer takes to the floor, accompanied by a guitar player. She begins to dance. We can really feel it as well as see it. The stamping of the heels, the cutting of shapes in the air. It's like a different type of sign language, expressing passion and grace. Frankie suddenly sees the sound waves in his glass. Frankie is amazed.
Oi. The waves. The waves are created by the stomping. I can see that.
Frankie is happy. Penelope is happy. Frankie is entranced by the waves in his glass.
It's music in my glass. I can see music in my glass. I can feel it too.
He stands. The space transforms around him. Scenes from the outside world manifest around him. This is a bit like a stop movement sequence where everything from everyday life makes sound and has rhythm. Music to be visual. A worker with a jackhammer repairs the road. The ground shakes. Water dropping, keeping the same tempo. The wind blowing, a ball bouncing. On the top of a cliff, the winds roar and the sea crashes into the rocks.
I can see music everywhere.
Frankie really gets it. Penelope brings him back to Earth. She takes him by the hand as the giant speakers are entering the scene, transforming the space into a nightclub. Frankie's self-conscious. As the club is being set up around them, Penelope shows Frankie how to press himself against the speakers while the music thumps. Frankie feels what it's like to dance against the speakers.
I can feel it. I can fucking feel the music.
Yes. Okay.
He hugs her with joy. She kisses him. He kisses her back. Frankie's back in the studio. He's full of purpose as Penelope works with him. They turn the studio into a laboratory with multiple ways to see and feel music. Frankie opens his laptop and plays a track. Sound waves start running on his monitors. Penelope and Frankie open a delivered box of custom-made subwoofers. They've got the flip-flop tops on them so Frankie can anchor his speak and feel the bass. He places his feet on the speakers. He opens a second laptop and begins a different track. He sees the parallel waves on the screen. He can feel the beat with his feet. He tries a mix. He can beat match by looking at the waves and matching the beats. He's ecstatic. He gets her to bang a drum. When he bangs it, the colours appear. They correspond to different drums: snare drum, kettle drum, bass drum, hi-hat, etc. Frankie in the studio describing a percussion sequence to Penelope performs it. Frankie on keyboard seeing how notes translate into visuals so he can tell what tones and keys look like. Frankie drinking, cutting, mixing. Four to the Floor is coming back. He's piecing his album together. He ejects a CD. He writes on it, "Hear no evil." Transition. Frankie sends it across the stage. The CD arrives for Max, who is somewhere in the world talking into his headset.
$400. Okay, $250. $175 in an open bar. Okay, $150 and an open bar. Okay, 110 free drinks. No money and 10 free drinks. Done. It's a deal.
Max receives the CD. He holds it and keeps talking.
But unlimited names at the door. Okay, fine. 3 names. Plus me. Okay, fine. 3 names including me. It's a deal. You won't regret this.
Max screams frustrated. Then he looks at it properly. It's come with a note. Max peers at it in disbelief.
Frankie, what have you been up to, Frankie? That's not possible.
Max rushes to his stereo. Blackout. Lights up. Penelope and Frankie are having breakfast and reading the paper. Max rushes across the stage behind them and splats into a glass door like a confused bird. Frankie and Penelope don't notice. Max bashes the glass.
Frank, open the door. Frank, open the fucking door. Open the door. Frank, open the door.
Frankie's reading the paper. He turns to Penelope.
You want some more coffee?
She nods. He pours it. Out of the corner of his eye, Frankie sees Max.
Frank, open the door. Open the door. Open the fucking door.
Frankie does. Max hugs him.
So?
Frank. Oh God. You're alive.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's good. It's fucking good.
Is it good?
Oh, good. Okay, it's fucking hot.
Max sees Penelope. He points to her.
Who's this?
This is Penelope.
Max ignores her.
Hey, first off, did you mix this? Is this you? Did you produce this?
Yeah.
Fuck it, Frank. It is gold. Fucking gold.
Any good? I haven't heard it.
It gets in your fucking chest. I've never heard nothing like it. Fucking, oh, it's a fucking art. Hey, Jake, what do you mean you haven't heard it? What do you mean?
I haven't heard it. I'm completely deaf, Max.
Completely?
Yeah, nothing.
Frank, this is amazing. You're a deaf DJ, Frankie. Imagine all the deaf people in the world. They need a fucking hero. They don't have a fucking hero. There's no deaf hero, huh? It's you, Frank. You're like the fucking Link. You're drawing all the deaf kids that are screaming with no hearing. They're yelling out, who's going to fucking listen? No, not other deaf kids. They can't hear, huh? You're the fucking voice. And wait. You're going to love this. Can you hear me? No, I can't hear you, Max. But are you trying to make me money? Yes! I'm making you money! Oh, fuck. Look, this is just the fucking beginning.
Okay, I didn't catch much of that, Max. I sent it to you because I want to play it live.
Live? Why? Who cares about live? You're about to go viral, Frankie. Worldwide. You don't need to worry about turning up in some stupid place at some stupid time for some stupid. You're gonna be everywhere.
I got an idea for a set that's gonna change everything.
Frankie, trust me. You can do all of the special needs charity gigs you like later. Right now, we need to make money. Right now, the situation is huge. You're deaf. You made this. We need to release this album. We need to release this as your album, Frank. Tell people your story. You're Frankie Wild. You are back. This album, the press, the endorsements, the money, Frankie. Let me help you. Let me help us all get rich.
Are you asking for your old job back, Max?
Frankie's sign for Max is a wanking gesture.
What is this?
Max makes the wanking gesture questioningly.
Oh, this is just your name. Max. In sign language. Max.
Hi, Max.
Max is a bit offended, but he's also got a massive opportunity.
Please, Frankie, please. I'm begging you. I was wrong. I know I quit, but I was wrong. Let me be your manager again, like the good old days. Look, you know I'm a man from you. I love you, Frankie.
Maybe. But for now, we have to be more honest with each other.
Honest. Yes, I love honest. Honest is my #1 priority.
You abandoned me.
Yeah, well, I did. But I was wrong. I was fucked up, and you left me in a horrible position.
I went deaf, Max.
Yes, you did. I forgive you.
Max makes a wanking gesture.
Max forgives you. Your fans forgive you. The label, however...
Okay, that's just forget about it, okay? Look, I haven't been the best client anyway. We are going to do this. We're going to do this. If we're going to do this, I want to come clean.
No, you've been perfect. Perfect.
Okay. In the studio, I stole €500 from your wallet. Actually, more like 8 or 9 times.
Well, it's only money. No big deal. No harm done.
It was me who stuck that scaff bar through the windscreen of your Merc. Wasn't that Asian kid?
He's probably out now anyway. So, no harm done.
I shagged Twyla.
My wife?
Frankie nods. Penelope holds up 3 fingers.
Oh, for 3 years. But because you're my mate, yeah, I only made love to her bum.
She doesn't like it in the bum.
Penelope laughs. She signs to Frankie. He laughs too.
Don't talk to each other like that. What are you saying? What is that?
Frankie told me she loves it in the bar.
Shut up. Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear what you're saying.
I just want to be completely honest with you, Max, to make sure that you really want to work with me, to make sure that we can start clean. Blank page.
Max is stressed. He inhales from his asthma puffer.
Yeah, well, the past is the past, Frankie. It's all in the past. All in the past. Now, let's just focus. Let's just to the handicapped.
He drinks from the bottle. He's given them nothing.
Sorry.
Pause for the others. An ad crew swarms around Frankie. Cameras, costume, lights and makeup. Max hands Frankie an energy drink. Max has an ASL translator to help interpret for him. She's had to work hard.
This is our perfect partner. It's an energy drink, okay? And it's just like you. It got taken off the market because of some health issues, but now it's back with a whole new look and feel just like you. Death Energy. See? Death Energy. That's the name of the drink.
Lights, music. The camera comes up into Frankie's face. Frankie takes a swig and nearly gags.
I wouldn't put my name to any old product. I describe it as bad speed in a can. We all had bad speed, haven't we? I'm just gonna have another sip. I can't resist. Oh, fuck. Woo! Yeah. Fuck.
He sprays it in the air over his head, just like old Frankie. It burns his eyes. Frankie walks off, trying not to puke. Penelope gives him a bottle of whiskey. He has a big slug and gargle. Max pours some earmuffs on him. Puts some earmuffs on him.
What are these?
Earmuffs. Frankie Wild earmuffs. Beats by Dre, so muffs by Wild. Same idea, but better. We're going to make a fortune.
What are you on?
Champagne, cocaine, and Ritalin. But I couldn't be more clear. You make disabilities cool, and Muff by Wild makes hearing loss a thing of the past. And if you're already deaf, buy them anyway. You've screwed your ears enough already. They don't have to be cold too.
Unbelievable.
Frankie takes them off and throws them away. A big ear sculpture gets wheeled on. Max gives Frankie a sledgehammer. Someone puts a yellow jacket on him.
What's with the fucking ear?
For the new music video. You love those. The ear represents your deafness, okay? Deaf people hate their ears, don't they? See? So it's symbolic. You're gonna smash it. The deaf kids are gonna go fucking nuts. Don't actually hit the ear. I want to put some glass on that and make a cocktail.
It's wank. I'm sucking death cock for you, Max. And I'm fucking choking on it.
Oh, well, first off, you're sucking showbiz cock. But look, this is going to be good money. This is all about cash. Shitloads of cash, Frank. And better than that, Sonia can't get her grubby fingers on this fucking money. Understand? This is Sonia-free cash. No fucking Span-Japanese landscape lesbians are touching this cash.
He's not a fucking whore.
You know who you remind me of? Yoko Ono. You telling her this? Yoko Ono fucked the Beatles. Fucked the Beatles.
We've lost our hearing, but you've lost your mind. I just want to play live, you get it? None of this bullshit.
Frankie makes a sign for bullshit. It's very clearly descriptive. Max copies it.
Yeah, that's a word for bullshit. I like that. That's funny. But look, Frank, okay, you're not giving me any fucking positive feedback. You know what really bothers me about you? You think art just happens, that it's just fucking free. Like these people just took time out from their fucking day to do a bunch of shit for nothing. What you've got to realize is you are a hero. That's what this yellow is all about. Don't you close your eyes on me. Don't you stop eye listening to me. Don't ignore me. You make fun of me on that jacket. I picked that fucking jacket. Little deaf kids all over the world are gonna see that yellow. They're gonna run out and buy that jacket. Maybe $300. They're gonna run around all proudly deaf. Just yellow, phosphorescent deaf.
We're deaf, Max. We're deaf. You're the one who's not listening.
Frankie picks up the sledgehammer and smashes the ear.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't really smash it!
He turns to the camera crew.
Tell me you were filming. Someone tell me they were filming that!
No one was filming. Frankie and Penelope leave hand in hand.
Fuck you, Frankie.
Max comes back to himself.
I'll see you at the press conference, okay? Frank! Frankie!
Max looks to the ASL interpreter. The ASL interpreter shakes her head and rolls her eyes. She hurries after Frankie. A pack of reporters rush on. Max gets in front of them.
Sit down, bow down, more like. You're in the presence of a genius and a brilliant DJ too, a legend who's back, which is what makes him a legend. Let's take some questions. Ugliest first.
Frankie, can you really DJ as a deaf man? How is that possible?
Are they murmuring?
Yeah, quite a bit. I prepared a visualization of how Frankie produced this album.
Max unveils a how-to flowchart to show a deaf DJ mixing tracks. It's filled with colours and wave patterns.
You don't believe I'm deaf?
Max shakes his head. Frankie's not impressed.
I'm an honest man, and I can tell you that this album was made completely without the aid of my ears, and at my album release, I'll be DJing as a deaf man. And if you don't believe me, fuck you. Because I've got nothing to prove to any of you sluts at all.
Okay, all right. Wait a minute.
Max scrawls on a piece of paper and shows it to Frankie. It's misspelled role model. Max underlines it.
Listen to me. He loves sluts. Frank loves sluts. He used to have sex with my wife. Not that she was a literal professional slut, not to my knowledge anyway. She left me. I think what Frankie's trying to say is that even though he feels he has nothing to prove to you, he'd be happy to prove anything you want to you. Your mama's a cunt.
Frankie doesn't respond.
See, it's important that we all realize this is a major comeback from a rock star DJ. You know, what he's accomplished in just the last few months is astonishing. He'll be at the nightclub. You can come down and watch him DJ yourself and watch the miracle happening, okay? Now, I realize there are doubters in this room, which fucks me up. Because, you know, why would someone pretend to be deaf? I mean, that is retarded. That's ridiculous. It's not like he's benefiting from this. It's a fucking obstacle. He can't hear a fuck. Zero, blank. This man, what he's done, it gets me in my heart what he's done. And you come down here and you put on this big fucking show like he's gonna make this shit up. He is not.
Relax, man.
Honestly, Frankie, are you really deaf?
I'll tell you. Oh, you can be sure he's deaf. Because when he was fucking your mother last night, he never heard her come. This man is the biggest musical genius. He is bigger than Beethoven, and you can see that yourself Saturday night at the club. That's where DJ Frankie Wild does his talking. This conference is over.
The lights change, everything changes. We're in the same club from the start of the show, but it has a really different feel. Our audience to wear sub-packs.
Frankie!
The vibe tonight is incredible. He's hit the depths and now he's just back. Hear no evil. Frankie Wild comeback. Take this, check this out. I've never seen an atmosphere like it.
From the VIP booth, Max commands a spotlight. He's got a microphone. He's standing in front of an animated tomb talking to technicians.
Listen up, scumbags. We're about to see the resurrection of DJ Frankie Wild. In just a minute, I want you to roll away this stone, and Frankie is going to rise up to the decks like Jesus into heaven. Are you ready to get...
Lights, haze, music. From the opposite side of the theatre, Frankie comes in through the crowd. Among the people, this is a new Frankie. He's like a boxer with Penelope at his shoulder. He's clearly nervous. Frankie! Women and army outfits looking alike Robert Palmer style come to escort him to the decks. Frankie gets to the stage. He takes off his shoes. His Robert Palmer style assistants help him put his feet into the subwoofer flip-flops. Frankie flips a button. The space starts shaking. Bits of the set and dance floor we've never noticed come to life in amazing ways. This is a dance music experience the likes of which we've never seen. The audience gets to visualise and feel the music. Speakers come down from the ceiling so audience can feel the sound by lifting up their hands and touching the speaker. There's experimental zones that he directs us towards so we can participate in an incredible immersive sound gig. The AV makes everything manifest the way Frankie is beat matching and vibe changing. It gets explosive and transcendent. At the end, silence. Max rushes over to the decks from the VIP booth. Frankie stares over the cheering crowd with Penelope soaking in the atmosphere. They're in a trance. It's just them and the crowd. They don't look at Max.
Frankie, we won. Listen, we're the fucking champions. We got the fucking award. This is it. This is our fucking moment. There's nothing. I can't. What do you want me to do? Do you want to buy the fucking moon? We'll buy the fucking moon.
Max remembers Frankie's death. Frankie's absorbed in the moment.
Doesn't matter. You don't understand. It's huge. Hold on. Okay. The world is coming right now. They all want to talk to you right now. Right now, Frank. This is a big moment. Listen, it's important. Right now, that's all they need. A big fucking press conference, world tour, endorsements. That is what we're going to do. Very important. Okay?
Max.
What?
Can you do me a favor?
Anything.
Could you just leave us alone for 10 minutes?
Oh, no. See, Frankie, you're not listening. No, Frankie, read my lips, okay? Okay, feel my lips. Feel them. Backstage, the green room, right now. And they make your life, Frank. 10 minutes, backstage, in the green room.
10 minutes.
Sure. Yeah, fucking sure. What do I know? See you in the green room. Enjoy the crowd. Enjoy this moment. First of many. 10 minutes.
Max moves away. Penelope, Frankie embrace. They take a camera off a live camera person and walk out through the crowd. Out of the theatre into the night, into a cab, into their future. Their journeys play on screen as a DJ booth transitions to the green room, like in the first scene. Music. Max stands in the green room. The reporters are there. The groupies are there, but Frankie's not there. Max deals with the reporters in the crowd who have pushed to the front.
Okay now. All right, calm down. Okay, you're getting an interview, buddy. Don't worry. I used to like. All right, you could do with some cheering up. Okay, all right, hold on. Come here, Frankie.
No reply.
Of course, he can't hear me. He's deaf. I'll get him.
Transition to Frankie's studio. Time passed. Max stands alone in Frankie's studio. It's empty, barren. All the equipment is gone.
Jesus Christ.
Frankie.
On screen beside the video of Frankie and Penelope's journey, videos of prominent DJs improvise, saying things like, Frankie Wild changed dance music forever, then walked away. No one knows what's happened to him. In the film, they say,
That was it. Gone. Frankie Wild, bye-bye. Gone, and everybody was like that, holding the baby.
You've heard a story that he's running a record shop in Oxford.
There's a story that he went to Fiji and then died of syphilis, but nobody knows. I don't know where he is.
He went off to a quiet place, though I suppose he wouldn't make much difference. He's deaf, and everywhere he goes is a quiet place for him.
the live video of Frankie and Penelope's life shows us the truth. Penelope and Frankie are teaching kids in an ASL class dance party. They're having a great time. Frankie's swigging from a bottle of water and spraying it high into the air. It makes a watery halo, just like the old Frankie, but sober. Penelope ASL interprets the beat just like the old Penelope did for us when we came in. The credits roll. During them we witness, where are they now clips. Siegfried and Lars are on the video. They followed through on their promise to go acoustic. They're now a gypsy fiddle band. Even they don't know what has happened to Frankie, but they're sure it's all their fault. Sonia and Dira have started a business selling unlicensed Frankie Wild themed merchandise, specifically flip-flops and bad speed in a can. Max uses his Frankie Wild credibility to try and manage big-time DJs, lots of them. Steve Aoki is taking him seriously. Badger rolls on stage with a wheelbarrow full of coke and a shovel. The party keeps going on. Our guest DJ takes over, perhaps. In the lobby, Sonia and Dira sell DJ Frankie Wild flip-flops and energy drink called Bad Speed in a Can. The end. Well, the show keeps going online to SoundCloud by word of mouth everywhere.
Cool. Okay. We're just going to take 5. I think it's going to be relatively just informal, conversational kind of stuff now. But yeah, have some water, have some food. Thanks heaps, and then we'll just have a chat together.
I think it was the same. Yeah, I don't know.
Totally. We're gonna have like production.
It's like initial where opportunity. It's like every time you
And it happened just now. Good fucking hero. That's just that whole bit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna die.
I remember when
Yeah, that's why I like full on. I'm sure I put character in. It's never not been fun.
Yeah, I'm just happy to
So sorry, I was bothered with there's such
describing
Is that what wonderful is?
What's dialogue very what is this emotional
Oh, that's love.
Y'all watch the movies?
Yeah.
Oh, I like going around the table so that, we can talk about how they feel about their character, what they feel or
I like that.
they felt comfortable just to get it
like crashing into DJ booths and then multiple Frankies come up.
Yes.
Playing bad.
That's really cool.
The chaos would be really cool.
Everything was all the action.
Good.
Yeah. Yes. You like that?
Yeah, yeah, 7 years. Are you from LA?
Very rare human.
Because I rarely meet anyone that's more. I'm getting very close. Oh yeah, wherever you have
I don't know. That's all one thing about it. I have no idea. I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say. Zero incentive.
Does that fuck it up for you? I mean, it probably would for me too, because I would be like, why am I not smart enough like that?
They're on another planet. I want to see little Asian man jump to a loop. That's what I want to see. Get to the Asian man jump to a loop.
It's weird, like it's changed because it used to be like a steer. Did you ever see the Big Apple Circus? Like it's very
I like
weird.
Well, like the original, sometimes the original show.
Amanda, I'm Cameron.
That one's good.
Nice to meet you.
That one's good. Good. That one, get to the stuff. Some shows I don't fucking.
Yeah, I saw Curious. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. It's fantastic. Like everything about it. And it's all really interesting.
How old are you?
I don't understand.
Well, I don't know.
You know what? And I want to get to explain it. If I couldn't focus on that, read about it, don't explain it. I want nothing to do with it.
Well, we definitely didn't go to school for
You understand, man? The scientists, this and that.
Did you see that show?
Pretty nice show. I pay a lot of money to go see the Michael Jackson video because I always want to let them watch the concert. So we spend a lot of money on the lyrics. I'm like, might as well watch the show. Somehow by accident, and they're like, okay, you got like this, and that. Yeah. Stuff at the dollar store. So I wrote them a letter. I go, the show was incredible. I want to get credited for the $70 to $80 extra. Just think about 2 divisions. Or a journal from the dollar store. and I paid for a ticket. I went out to Michael Jackson concert in London. I got all free and all this stuff. I go, you guys really involved on that. And they apologized. They gave me VIP tickets for the next show. That's cool. But you see, because I was asking, if my ticket was $300, I wanted that $50.
Yeah.
Because I paid more on the VIP package. It was garbage. I literally got a dollar store journal and Michael Jackson Immortal. And just to get a nice ticket. No, it wasn't good enough. Somebody printed it up.
What a bummer.
Maybe that's why I recognize you.
Did you see it? Was it? Yeah, I saw it. Hanover. Were you in it at the Hanover? Oh, okay.
Not even necessary.
Oh, but you're in that production.
Oh, it's okay.
Does it happen because you're doing it?
No. I don't know why you're Italian, American, family, so
We'll take these green seats.
Right.
right now my brain is in.
Hey guys, welcome. Just we'll come on to make as much of a circle as possible. Yeah, I can stop that.
Well, first of all, congratulations, you guys, because you really meshed so well together. It was as if you've done this many times. Some of you have, but not with the other. But really, like, it was very enjoyable. Because this is the first time I actually watched it without reading the script, and that was very interesting. So maybe cut the music
Can I
off.
turn that off?
Yep.
So yeah, so we'll just go one after the other. Feel free to comment on how you felt about your character. If there's anything that you liked or disliked, or again, it's really open. We're still gonna love you and call you back. I'm not. No. But yeah, really feel free to express yourself, and we can start with. Wonderful job, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
So much dialogue. Shit, I would have dropped the ball big time.
I don't really. I'm just trying to think. I love the pace of it. That there's so much movement in it, and I guess it kind of is on par with the theme of alternate ways of communication, where we communicate predominantly by talking, and then you've got. It's almost like the rhythm of the piece is another form of communication. Just the sheer pace of it. Like it's rhythmic. The piece is actually rhythmic.
Yeah. Cool. Good job, Arthur.
I love that you guys added the sign language to it, so she's not only teaching them the reading, but sign language and a little bit of deaf culture in there also. I like that you added that second dimension so that people get a real look inside our deaf community, deaf culture, and the different ways of communicating and connecting with human beings. And that she gives him the opportunity to see that life's not over just because you can't hear. So I thought that was really strong. And I know we're working a little bit on the dialogue, so it's going to change a little bit, but I'm liking where it's going with the character.
And how did you feel with the way Max talks about this subject?
It's horribly offensive, which I love.
Okay.
So she said everything wrong. Every single wrong thing you could say. With the exception of just one phrase that's super offensive to us, and it's hearing impaired. And other than that, he hit everything else. I think he said, "Oh, that's retarded." What were the other politically incorrect things he said about it? Like, it was just like boom, 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 and it was just like this perfect example. I mean,
right, of what you guys were talking about.
People who are ignorant about it. Oh yeah, I love handicapped people. I love people.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Not punching you.
Right.
But that's the point.
And forget about it. It's not important. Don't worry.
Get it every day. Yeah. So I liked that. I thought that was really well written and really well kind of show too.
Right, so you can defend us if ever somebody's pissed.
Say that again.
You can defend us if somebody's pissed.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
I got your back. Got your back.
Cool.
Because I loved that part. I was like, that is exactly you want the audience to feel like, ooh, like that doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Because it's not right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
How are you gonna react now?
What's the question? Just a
What's the
general.
question?
I don't know. My first thought though was I loved Act 2 so much this time, and I don't know if last time I did. I don't know if maybe I say this every single time, but like
No.
that was. I don't know if that's where the most work was done or whatever, but between.
We used to all hate Act 2.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this time it was
Act two
like for
was
me,
just
I was like,
freaking-
let's just do this, although like forever. I never wanted to leave it,
Yeah.
and I had a tougher time, maybe just from standing or whatever. But it's hard to visualize a lot of Act 1, but Act 2, I don't know. It's a huge difference between last time and this time.
Yeah.
I loved that one.
And the way Act 2 started with you two, who by the way did a
Yeah.
fantastic job with
That
it,
was really
like
funny.
that was really strong. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly comparing the last draft to this one, like, and the things that are really drawing me in is this ability. I feel like you guys have taken the focus so much more on the themes that I found most exciting the first time, and that is, of like, the techno community and the dance community and our culture of like worship, which I think we really get without all the reporters and everything, which we're taking a bit of like, well, is this about fame or not? I think we still get that question, and but mostly I was so drawn to his destruction. This destructive person who transitions into a more enlightened person. Like I really saw that, and the scene where they're at the restaurant. I mean, your
Oh yeah, the
delivery of that there's nothing wrong, with being deaf. Like it was so moving, and I know that probably has a lot to do with that. You guys have already worked on that a little bit, and it was like so grounded. But it just felt like to hear that and see how moving it was. I was like, wow, that there's so much more potential for that kind of dropped in. That I know as we're all like kind of up and just kind of like, but Sonia also, there was like, it was interesting because there was less of her, but so much more of her because it was so much more specific. Like we see so clearly, like she's, drug addict, sex crazed, just in love with him for his fame, typical bitch wife. But the way that you have the two of them leaving him at the same time, it was perfect. I thought it was great. And yeah, the other thing that I was like noticing just in general was like the pace of the scene changes. Like we have a lot of different locations and a lot of different things happening that I was like, it took me a minute to try to visualize that happening. It's like the pace of it. I like. It's ambitious.
Yeah, you had given so much great notes on Sonia last time. Like it's fun to play ping pong with that character with you. You really had it well.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, I really liked what you guys. I really liked the description of the kind of the bare bones of the things that'll be happening on the stage, like the imagery. I really started to get the vision of what you're going for, which I love shows like that, like immersive shows like that. It's really neat. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of notes. I think Max is a super fun character to do, and
It's you, like you just fucking live it.
I felt like his arc was compressed or something. So I felt like a couple times I would have loved to have read it one more time to be like, oh, this is where I need to be right now, because he kind of dies really quick at the end. But that was just me reading it. So, but yeah, great job. It was fun to read.
Man, the characters. Oh, I'm in love with the characters, and I think that's what really people connect with. that human aspect. So the character is so multifaceted, multi-directional, and I love the truth, because that's really what connects all of us. And every single one of them is so different, so unique, and it's so crazy how this show brings them all together. And that right there is gold. That's how you get gold in a room. By taking all those differences, putting them together, because then someone will relate to something. Someone will relate to something. And these are just not like boring characters. It's just so exciting, invigorating, yeah, oh man.
Cool.
Character work. It's awesome.
Great. So yeah, great job, guys. It was really awesome to hear it read the first time for me. So I've never heard like it done, with a real thought and performance. So thank you. We were talking before. I thought the flow, and you guys were saying you don't fully visualize how this is going to happen as production yet with the the non-dialogue parts, which makes total sense. I think Act 1 is really hard to get just from reading the script because there's so much happening. It's actually quite frenetic because it represents Frankie's broken older life, which is manic and drugged up, and so that dialogue is hard. I think it goes really, really fast, and then it really just seemed to me, and I didn't even expect this, but the way that when it dropped into his kind of catharsis, it was so impactful because the change is really stark and it becomes so human and grounded that I really was excited to hear it. Great job there, and I think the third act, again, is much more production driven, so I think it's going to be about the music and the production in a huge way, so that's also a little harder to feel, but that second act really brought it to life.
To me, like I was saying, it's the first time that somehow I let myself being involved in, like your performances were just so much fun to watch that it's the first time that my head isn't down, that, you have tendency of doing that when you have a script, and I didn't have a script, so I was like, oh, okay. And so, which was the best thing probably, and obviously like you said also, I'm kind of excited to work with you guys on a level where yesterday we just, for fun, put you guys together, and in 5 minutes, like you did your improv today, like it was again so spot on, and those moments, like that's what I like with this show. I think there's moments of going to the extreme with stuff that you say that's like, oh my god, but then that's the moment also where the heart gets like, gets punked by the heart, and that's what I like. I like that roller coaster ride that we bring people in, and with the music, that's what yesterday even we were saying, we're like, would there even be a way, knowing what's happening, to almost DJ this thing live? Like, there seems to be, like, you just brought magic to what was happening, like the support, and no, but I was super impressed by it, like that opening scene, I literally was having goosebumps thinking, oh my god, that's it. We're in a nightclub, it's happening, and you guys were just delivering. I think with that, it helped understand, again, like you were saying, and you brought up the rhythm as well of the way they're talking and everything. It's very interesting to have almost a constant track going on, because it wasn't distracting. It was actually, it kind of gave a pulse that was very interesting to work with. Something to explore. But yeah, again, I'm very thrilled that, and I'm thrilled that you guys also experience the kind of going all over the place with it, and that we kind of all feel that, oh, okay, we took the fluff away, now, oh, we're getting somewhere, and I'm excited to play with all of you to develop the characters even more and have more of those crunchy moments. I think that would be really, really fun. Mike?
It could be a good idea to have it DJ live in a sense that you would, in a normal Broadway play, you'd have a live band.
Yeah.
I don't think the DJ should be featured on the stage because it would just take away from the attention of because he's not a character, so you should be like tucked away, like an orchestra is tucked away. But then you would be able to really play along with the scenes rather than having it pre-recorded, especially when you filter out of stuff. That's what I did on the fly.
Yeah.
Then when you start out with like just the low end with the dialogue, and then when the dialogue increases, you bring out the track. That could be done live, because if you pre-record that sequence, it's really like you have to be on that sequence when you're doing the dialogue, right? Whereas if a live DJ does that, the DJ follows the dialogue rather than the dialogue having to follow the music.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some value in that.
And also, like we were saying, then the music can evolve as well. Like,
can travel.
you know, yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Different culture moves forward, and it might be that it gets tuned even in the same market. We just get it more to what the audience, because it's likely to be, I think, if we're successful over time, an evolving audience. Right? It's not going to be the same group of club kids who go the first night who will be there on show 400. So it may need to evolve musically.
Yeah. And then
Well, yeah, but you need to really script all the different moments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would the person who would DJ it would have to be the same every performance. And yeah, he could do it with different pieces of music, I guess. But I don't think it's a smart idea to bring in all different kinds of DJs, because they would have to learn all those cue points.
That's just one of the cast members, effectively. Right?
Yeah.
The music is a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if every day the actors walk on stage and it's a different DJ, that feeling of that music, in essence, will change the show itself. And if, the DJ's not a character, but his music, what he creates, is a character.
Yeah, but we want to give the impression that it is Frankie's product.
Yeah.
That's why, like, you should not have two personalities.
No, definitely not.
Fighting for, like, whose music really is. Like, because as soon as you bring in, like, a famous DJ to DJ the show like that, is the crowd, like, listening to the famous DJ, or is it the illusion of Frankie doing it? I think it should all be focused on the character.
Totally agree.
I have one comment about the Frankie character, and that is that for the stage adaptation, it's so difficult to develop the stumbling, mumbling, high, drunk character, because so many of the lines are based on lines from the movie, in that they're meant to be like slurred and mumbled, and in a movie that comes out really well because you can mix it. On a stage, articulation is key, and how do you work out that? Because if you articulate all those lines, I don't think they work really well, because those lines are kind of written to be slurred.
Yeah.
So maybe there should be a couple of lines that are just slurred, that the audience is not even supposed to hear. And I don't know. There were a few lines that you were very articulate about, that I was like, they don't work because they are articulate.
Right. And a lot of it is when it was ad-libbed in the movie, right? So it's stream of consciousness in reality. And I guess, after we'll talk about this in terms of the actual idiom. It's not necessarily, I don't think, fully defined whether Frankie is British or American, and that's something we have to figure out. But if he's American, we need to tweak, the idiom and the script to be more authentic to an American.
Yeah. Like the opening, like in the green room, like the whole currency and all of that, like I think that's a great example of what you're saying, because to me too, it kind of bothered me. It didn't have that flow that in the movie it's super funny, and then live it's like, it seems just like words.
Yeah, there'll be some performance things, and I think the actor will influence how the dialogue goes, but also...
I think we can perhaps adapt it, like we might, maybe there's another way of presenting those same kind of things. Like, even the reference of the ... like, I think there's going to be 5 people in the audience that are going to actually get it. You need to be at least 50 years old and...
Yeah, well, it's a nod to the movie in the end, which is fine for people who love the movie, but it's still a cult thing for only a few people.
Right.
But the purpose of the dialogue or the monologue is pretty clear, and there's a lot of ways to tackle that.
Totally. Yeah.
He's just, the whole point of the rambling and stream of consciousness is he's bullshitting because he's not understanding what's happening. Bingo. Sorry.
Cool.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so this is interesting because I don't know the story, I've never seen the movie, and I've never sat in on a reading. So this is all very new for me. But I did take actually a lot of notes because I love theater and all that. With Frankie's character, I really didn't like him at first. which I was upset because I wanted to like him, and then I started realizing why I didn't like him. Like I'm like, oh duh, he's like, you know, he's going deaf and he can't figure it out, and he's an alcoholic and a drug addict. And then when you had your aha moment and it shifted, I like loved you. My whole feeling for you changed, and it was really awesome. Like that aha moment with the water, like I started to cry. And I hope that in the play, that kind of moment is drawn out a bit, because I don't know pacing wise, because I don't know how this works in translation, but it was pretty major. Like to be able to see sound is a big deal, and I think it kind of reminded me of what is that movie, Max? Is it Max? Anyways, it reminded me of a movie where this deaf girl can, or the blind girl can see, learn to see. Do you remember that with Eric Stoltz?
Oh, like in the early
Mass.
80s.
Mass.
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 Yeah.
Mass.
Mass. Sam
I
Elliott.
had that moment, right?
Rocky Dennis.
Yeah, when you like got what being deaf is to music, it was like, it was major, and I got really excited for you, like for your excitement. So that was really awesome. Max's character was just blew me away. I would have laughed more in the beginning, but I felt weird being the only one laughing because they're not in the theater. But honestly, like, I could laugh with your character throughout the whole thing. Like, it was genius. Like, I loved it. Finally, at the end, I was like, screw it, I'm laughing. So that was really awesome. What else did I write? I'm curious about the visuals, because obviously, I think a lot of it when you're in the club and doing your thing, and what lights are going to be and how the sound is going to be, like there's a lot of potential there to create. Like in my mind, I was visioning, I only have references of movies, Holland's Opus. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss, because he has a kid that's deaf, and when he's a conductor and he does an opus to him, and he creates a visual with I can't even talk right now, with lights. So I was kind of envisioning that during what could be in the play, I don't know, but that would be an interesting thing to look at for visual. And then also with the music being played during it, oh my god, I loved it. I even found myself going like this, and I was like, music playing.
Yeah.
When there was music playing, I was like, yeah, I was feeling it, and you guys were going to the music, and then the music stopped, and I'm like, I'm still bobbing. It felt good. Like it was definitely, like you said, very rhythmic in the rhythm of the play and everything. It just, I wanted more. I thought it was awesome. Does that help you any?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I was having like, I was having some visuals while the whole thing was happening. I can tell you about that later.
We'll talk about that later, yeah.
Well, I took a bunch of notes, which I'll probably share with you guys, because some are really detailed, don't need to be run through here. But the awesome thing is, this is the first time I'm seeing a reading. Jen, you made a great call. You saw something about this movie and you knew there was something else there, and it is. It really is. And then secondly, to Arthur, your dialogue really came to life. I try not to get stuck in any one thing and just sort of feel my way through it, and it felt right. You know, you felt like you were supposed to feel. Max felt like he was supposed to feel. Sonia felt like she was supposed to feel, and Penelope she sort of brings us home in that second act on, and it takes on a life of its own after that. So it's all there. The rest is just, music, figuring out what music can help us, increase that emotion that moves around and not get in the way of it in other cases. And then what we're gonna do, technically speaking, and production-wise, because honestly, this lives, and this was always my concern about this thing, is that it had to live as a piece of theater with all the lights, camera, and action set aside. No music, no flying, whatever. Just how does it feel when you hear it, when you hear it play out, and it's there, it lives. So that piece is done. So now it's about not overdoing everything else, and everything that we do forward should enhance what we already have here, and that feeling you felt about it. So, bravo.
Hey, yeah, this is also my first reading that I've attended. And I actually saw the movie when it like at a film festival.
Yeah,
Or-
2004.
I thought it was earlier than that because I thought I saw it in
Well, it was
Berlin when I
produced
was
then,
there.
so. It was at the Toronto, I think.
Okay.
Or something. Yeah.
I don't recall where, but I forgot a lot of the details, but I remember the big parts.
Yeah.
And, you know what is conveyed here, and yeah, I thought it was great with such. It was boiled down to the essentials that you needed. I see so much great opportunity with Badger. How this character is physically manifested, as well as the. I work in video and experiences, so that's why I'm here. And yeah, visualizing those moments like the water. When it all comes together for Frankie. It felt in the script, and probably because it's just a read-through, that all of these transition of the characters in Act 2 were happening really fast to me. Yeah, hopefully those moments like you mentioned, and there was a few other moments that, yeah, just how long those get to breathe. Like when on page 56, the beat matching scene, when that visualizes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think the answer is as long as we want. I mean, plenty to be.
Yeah, moments like those I think are going to be really great, and you made a good point about getting lost in Jesse's music in the background, and yeah, it creates a rhythm for the play, so it's never dead and just kind of on a groove, which is really nice.
It kind of makes that the audience is involved in it, like you're a part of it. When the music is in the whole place, it's like you're in the club. Like you're like in the club. Like you could almost get them to dance if it was that good.
You are
like,
actually part of the cast.
Why not?
The opening scene and the closing scene, you are the audience for Frankie's gigs, and it's meant to feel like you're part of it. And in the the opening descriptors, we'd have people getting armed with Frankie Wild signs and glow sticks and everything right at the start, so that you get to be part of the show. At least people up the front. And then by the end, everyone's going to know what to do. They've already got it in their pocket. Hopefully, you can bring it back.
Great. I think, and all, it's just lovely to see something go from what's been a very small group and highly theoretical to bringing everybody into it. And I think it looks like it's got what we talked about, which was an invitational quality, where the story invites music, lights, performance to come through. So yeah, from that point of view, I'm really, really happy, and I'm just excited to see the layers get added now.
Yeah, it's fun.
Great.
Jen, what did you think after all the feedback?
Well, to me, I mean, honestly, it's been 4 years that I've been on this freaking journey, so I don't know if I want to cry a little right now, or...
It's happening. Great job.
No, but it's, like, there's still some work, but to be here and to have you guys seeing the potential on your different level of expertise, like, I mean, that's why working with you guys would, it's like a perfect freaking opportunity of exploding. That's the thing, like knowing what can be done with the production value of it. And again, like Jason said, the most important thing right now, which is always the scariest thing, is to see it with the just rawest possible way. I mean, I think we're onto something for, like, now we're onto something. I don't need to hire another writer. Fine.
Absolutely, well done.
Well done, Jen, because you have been dragging this thing
Five down,
a
my
long
friend.
way for a long time by yourself.
Yeah.
And it's, I think, I hope that you feel that a bunch of other people are coming to
No, that's the thing.
to do some
I
hauling
think
now.
we're there, and we have, those wonderful people. Like, you guys really just freaking nailed it, and that makes a big difference also. So, I think all the elements were here to finally, we all got a vision in different ways, and attacking those little moments like transitions and all of that, and starting to develop technically what that means and fitting the music to the scenes. I think like that's our next step. It's really the next step. Yeah. Let's go get that money.
I love how Jen looked
Not
at me.
that I'm looking at you. Let's go. We're good. You guys are welcome to eat hummus and hang out around this space for a while. So nobody's out, but again, thank you so much for missing Super Bowl.
Devastated.
That was
What'd you
so
say
hard.
from missing the Super Bowl?
Hell no.
No, we're not missing it.
It probably just started.
Yeah, exactly.
We just missing Justin.
We're half
No, no,
I just said get 5.
Actually, it's just starting.
Yeah.
Get out of here, it's just started.
I'm actually really grateful for being able to miss this.
Everybody going to a bar?
I think probably.
No traffic to the airport.
Oh no, you'll fly.
The only time in LA there's no traffic.
You have your own special way of
It was wonderful.